Thunder rumbles across the Scottish Highlands. Mist swirls over jagged cliffs as a lone figure stands against the wind. Two hearts have weathered decades of danger, love, and impossible choices. But now, the storm that has been waiting for them is here. Will they survive the shadows that threaten to tear them apart? The final season of Outlander is about to begin, and nothing will ever be the same. Asterisk, the Highlands are quiet, but tension hangs in the air like thick fog. Jamie Fraser rides through the empty fields, his coat flapping in the wind, eyes scanning the horizon as if the danger is already chasing him. Every corner of the land holds memories, some sweet, some painful, but now every memory feels like a warning. Claire waits at the edge of the woods, her hands trembling slightly as she clutches a letter. A message from the past that could change everything. Their world has always been filled with peril, yet this time the threats are unlike anything they have faced before. In the shadows, new enemies stir. Faces unknown, but intentions clear, chaos, betrayal, and bloodshed. The camera moves past crumbling castles and rain-soaked forests, showing brief flashes of soldiers marching, swords glinting. In the stormy light, there is no time for hesitation. Every decision Jamie and Claire make could either save them or destroy them. Yet, amid the uncertainty, the bond between them burns brighter than ever. A look, a touch, a shared memory is these small moments that remind them why they fight, why they survive. Across the Highlands, villages brace for the coming conflict. Smoke curls from chimneys, people whispering about the dangers ahead. Every family has secrets, and every secret has consequences. Jamie's family, his friends, and allies are caught in a tide that may be impossible to resist. The winds of fate are cruel, and the world they have fought to protect may not survive the storm. And yet, in the quiet before the chaos, there is a glimmer of hope. Even when the skies darken, even when the night seems endless, Jamie and Claire's love remains a light that refuses to be extinguished. But danger waits in every shadow. From the crashing waves of the sea to the echoing halls of ancient castles, whispers of betrayal grow louder. Every glance could hide a threat. Every smile could mask a dagger. The final season promises heartbreak, courage, and moments that will leave the audience holding their breath. And as the camera pans upward, showing the sweeping beauty of the Scottish Highlands under a stormy sky, viewers are reminded this is not just the end of a journey, is the ultimate test. Can love survive when the world itself seems determined to tear it apart? The stage is set, the players are in place, and the story that has captured hearts for decades is about to reach its unforgettable conclusion. Asterisk. The night falls like a velvet curtain over the Highlands, but the darkness is far from empty. Fires flicker in distant villages, their smoke curling into the cold air, masking whispers of danger that travel faster than any horse. Jamie walks through a silent forest, each step careful, alert. He senses more than he sees. Every snap of a twig, every rustle of leaves could hide a friend or a foe. The shadows themselves seem alive, twisting and stretching as if warning him of what is to come. Across the moors, Claire moves quietly, her eyes scanning the horizon, hands brushing over herbs and remedies, as if searching for protection from an invisible storm. Yet neither of them can prepare fully for what lurks beyond the next hill, the next bend, the next castle wall. Secrets long buried begin to stir. Letters hidden in drawers, promises whispered in the dark. Betrayals that festered for decades, they all resurface now, like ghosts unwilling to rest. Faces from the past return unexpectedly, each encounter carrying the weight of memory and threat. Jamie's friends, once loyal, are forced into impossible choices. Allies may not be what they seem, and as the wind howls across the hills, Claire feels it to a pulse of urgency, a tension that prickles her skin. The calm before the storm is gone, replaced by a relentless tide of uncertainty. Nothing is simple, and everything matters. Through broken windows of old stone castles, We glimpse candlelight dancing on walls, shadows forming shapes that hint at betrayal, longing, and despair. Every corridor could hide an enemy. Every door could open to disaster. The camera lingers on hands gripping swords, letters trembling in fingers, eyes reflecting fears too heavy to speak aloud. Amid this, moments of tenderness flicker. Jamie and Claire sharing a quiet glance, a brush of fingers, a breath that says more than words ever could. Even when surrounded by peril, their connection is a lifeline, a fragile thread tying them to hope. But hope alone may not be enough to survive what is coming. The Highlands are restless. Storm clouds gather above jagged cliffs and rivers swell. With rain, from distant battlefields, a single horn echoes, a warning of chaos to come. Friendships are tested, loyalties are questioned, and the heart's deepest fears rise to the surface. This is a world where trust is fragile and courage is the only weapon strong enough to hold against the dark. And yet, in this maze of secrets and shadows, Jamie and Claire press forward not because they know what awaits, but because love, fierce and unyielding, demands it. Every step draws them closer to the storm's heart, where destiny waits. Merciless and unstoppable. The sky burns with the first light of dawn, but the Highlands are anything but peaceful. Smoke curls from distant fires, blending with mist, as soldiers march across hills, their boots pounding like drums of fate. Jamie rides at the front, face streaked with rain and determination. Every muscle taut, every glance scanning for threats that seem to lurk in every shadow. The wind carries the distant sound of clashing steel, cries of defiance, and the haunting echo of what's at stake. Every step, every heartbeat feels larger than life, as if the land itself is holding its breath, watching, waiting for the final reckoning. Claire moves through chaos with equal resolve. Her hands, steady but trembling with urgency, tend to the wounded, cradle the frightened, and shield those who cannot defend themselves. Yet even her strength is tested. Every decision carries consequences that could shatter lives. In fleeting moments, she glimpses Jamie through the haze of battle, silhouette framed against the burning sky, eyes locking with hers across the chaos. That single look speaks of hope, of love, of defiance, even as the world threatens to crumble around them. Every glance, every touch becomes a lifeline. A reminder that what they fight for is worth every peril. But danger does not wait for courage. Arrows whistle through the air, swords clash, and the earth itself seems to shake with the weight of approaching doom. Friends are tested, enemies strike from the most unexpected corners, and the line between loyalty and betrayal blurs. Shadows move in places no one sees. Secrets explode with the force of a tempest, and hearts are pushed to breaking. Amid the turmoil, quiet moments punctuate the chaos. Whispered word, a hand pressed to another's face, a shared breath that says more than any battle cry. It is in these small, fragile moments that love finds its fiercest expression. And as the storm of war rages on, the Highlands themselves become a character majestic, unforgiving, alive. Waves crash against cliffs, rain pounds the soil, and lightning illuminates faces etched with fear and determination. Choices made in the heat of the moment will echo for generations. No one is untouched. Every life hangs in balance. Every heartbeat matters, and every action ripples outward like a stone thrown into the stormy sea. Jamie and Claire are at the center of it all, their courage and love tested like never before. In the fiery crucible of danger, only the strongest hearts survive, and theirs will either endure or shatter in the final, unforgettable chapter. The wind dies suddenly, leaving the Highlands in an eerie, almost sacred silence. Smoke from the battle drifts across the fields, curling into the pale light of dawn. Jamie and Claire stand apart, but their eyes meet, tired, worn, yet burning with unspoken words. Around them, the world seems frozen, as if holding its breath for the moment that will decide everything. Every battle fought, every choice made, every heartbreak endured don't lead to this fragile, tense instant. The silence is louder than any clash of swords, heavier than any storm in the distance. A shadow moves one figure whose loyalty is unknown, whose intentions remain hidden. A door creaks, a horse whinnies, and whispers of betrayal echo through stone halls. Every ally now carries the weight of uncertainty, every friend a question mark. And yet, through the tension, a single truth pulses. The story of Jamie and Claire is far from over, and the choices they make next will resonate through history. Their love, tested by time and fire, stands as both shield and vulnerability. It is the light in the darkness, the heartbeat in the silence, the force that refuses to yield. Then, in a heartbeat, the calm shatters. A distant horn sounds a warning of danger that cannot be ignored. Figures emerge from the mist, riding fast, determined, relentless. Jamie grips his sword, Claire reaches for him, and the world tilts on the edge of what could be disaster or triumph. Faces flash in the haze, allies and enemies, memories and regrets, each intertwining in a storm of fate. The air is electric, the tension unbearable. Every heartbeat counts, every second teeters on the edge between hope and heartbreak. As the camera pans upward, the vast Scottish Highlands stretch endlessly under storm-dark skies, a reminder of the beauty and peril of the world Jamie and Claire inhabit. And then the final text appears, slow and deliberate. Outlander Season 8. The final chapter begins. Love, war, destiny. The words linger, leaving viewers with a shiver, a rush of anticipation, a hunger for what comes next. The story they have followed for decades is coming to a breathtaking conclusion, and no one will ever be the same. The screen fades to black, the wind whispers across the hills, and the silence promises both endings and beginnings. Daring the audience to wait for the storm, the battlefield falls silent, but the echoes remain. Smoke drifts across scorched fields, mingling with the morning mist, carrying the smell of rain, earth, and fire. The camera lingers on broken swords, scattered letters, and footprints fading into the mud-dream, reminders of battles fought, choices made, and lives forever changed. Jamie's silhouette appears atop a ridge, shoulders squared against the wind, eyes scanning the horizon as if searching for what comes next. Behind him, Claire moves quietly, her hands brushing over the ground, where hope and heartbreak have left their mark. They are survivors, yes, but the weight of what they've endured presses on them like the storm clouds still gathering overhead. The quiet is deceptive. In the distance, hints of new dangers stir, shadows flickering across cliffs. A lone rider, racing toward unknown fate. Whispers carried on the wind that speak of unfinished business. Every calm, every breath holds tension. Even in moments of reprieve, the world remains unpredictable. Love, as powerful as it is, does not erase the scars of battle, the cost of loyalty, or the weight of decisions made in desperation. Jamie and Claire's journey has always been about survival. But survival alone cannot answer the questions etched in their hearts. Who can they trust? What will they lose? And what price must be paid for the lives they cherish? Yet, amidst the ruins, beauty persists. The Scottish Highlands rise, jagged and unyielding, cloaked in mist and golden sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Rivers flow as they always have, wind dances across hills, and the sky stretches infinitely above. It is a world of extremes, ferocious, breathtaking, unforgiving, but also one where courage, love, and hope can endure. As the camera pans across this sweeping vista, the audience feels the enormity of the journey. The battles fought, the bonds tested, the legacies forged. Every heart, every choice, every sacrifice is part of a story that refuses to fade. Finally, the lingering image, Jamie and Claire standing side by side on a cliff. The wind tugging at their hair and coats, their faces etched with exhaustion. determination, and the unspoken knowledge that their story is far from over. Overlaid text appears slowly, deliberately. Every choice, every battle, every heartbeat leads here. Outlander Season 8, the final season. The music swells. A haunting Scottish melody that lingers in the ears, leaving viewers suspended between awe and anticipation. They are reminded not just of the love and courage that carried these characters this far, but of the storm that still awaits and the impossible choices that will define the final chapter. Asterisk night falls across the Highlands, but the stars are impossibly bright, piercing the darkness like distant witnesses to the final chapter. Jamie and Claire stand at the edge of a cliff, wind tearing through their hair, eyes locked on a horizon that promises both danger and hope. Behind them, faint traces of firelight mark the remnants of battles fought, victories won, and losses that can never be forgotten. Every scar tells a story, every glance a promise. In that moment, time seems suspended, the world holding its breath as if the universe itself waits for what they will do next. From the shadows, whispers emerge, soft at first, then louder, echoing across valleys and hills. Faces from the past appear in fleeting glimpses. Friends, foes, lost loved ones, and memories that shape the journey. Every echo carries a warning, a lesson, or a plea. Jamie grips Claire's hand, their fingers entwined not just in love, but in the shared weight of destiny. In the storm's eye, their connection is the only certainty, a force as enduring as the Highlands themselves. Yet, even in this moment of unity, the unknown looms. What challenges remain? What sacrifices must they still make? The answers hang just beyond reach, like lightning frozen in the sky. Suddenly, movement flares in the distance, horses thundering across moors, banners snapping in the wind, and shadows racing toward them. It is a reminder that their world never sleeps, that the storms of life and history will not wait. Every heartbeat becomes urgent, every breath precious. The camera pans upward, showing the expanse of Scotland under storm-lit skies, rivers glinting like silver threads, mountains rising like guardians of destiny. It is breathtaking, terrifying, and alive, a world that is as much a character as Jamie and Claire themselves. In this grand cinematic tableau, the audience feels the stakes, the beauty, and the peril all at once. Then the final text emerges, slowly, deliberately, lingering with weight and gravitas. The story ends where it began, but nothing will ever be the same. Outlander Season 8, the final season. Love, war, destiny. As the music swells, haunting, epic, unforgettable, the screen fades to black. The wind whispers across the hills, the echoes of the past and promises of the future lingering in the silence. The audience is left suspended in awe, longing, and anticipation, knowing that the final journey of Jamie and Claire will be unlike anything they have experienced before. Every decision, every sacrifice, every heartbeat is about to be revealed. And in that lingering moment, they wait, utterly captivated. For the storm to begin, the Highlands fall into quiet once more, but it is a quiet charged with meaning. The storm has passed, or perhaps only paused, and the morning light spills over misty hills, painting the landscape in gold and shadow. Jamie and Claire stand together, their silhouettes framed against mountains that have witnessed love, war, and destiny unfold over decades. Every scar on their faces, every tremor in their hands, tells a story of battles survived and losses endured. They are worn, yet unbroken, tested, yet unwavering. The world around them is vast, wild, and untamed, just as their journey has always been. Small details hold weight now. A letter flutters in the wind, a horse nuzzles a weary rider, a distant bell echoes through valleys. Each sound, each movement, speaks of the fragile balance between peace and chaos. Shadows linger in corners, hints of new challenges still too come, reminding the audience that the final season will be anything but predictable. And through it all, Jamie and Claire remain the center, Their love and courage a beacon in the shifting tides of fate. Every decision they have made, every choice they will face, has led them here. To this precarious edge between triumph and heartbreak, the camera pans slowly across the Highlands. Rivers winding like silver threads, stone castles standing steadfast. Against time, windswept cliffs that seem to stretch to eternity. It is a reminder that their story is larger than any one battle, more enduring than any storm. And then, the screen fades to black, leaving only the sound of the wind and a final haunting note of the score. Overlaid text appears, slow and deliberate. Every journey has an end. Every love has a test. Every destiny waits. Outlander Season 8, the final season. For a moment, silence reigns. The audience is left suspended, caught between awe and anticipation, memory and promise. The storm has ended, but the echoes remain. Every heartbeat, every breath, every tear they have shed resonates, leaving viewers with the unmistakable sense that this will be the most unforgettable chapter yet. And as the music swells one last time, the trailer closes, leaving hearts racing, minds captivated, and eyes glued to the horizon, waiting for the final journey of Jamie and Claire to begin.